IMC TV.
Hi, this is John Roberts with IMC TV. We're here today with Steve Sullivan, an instrument-rated commercial pilot with an SR-22 turbo, about to take an adventure around the United States. Hi, Steve Sullivan. How are you?
I'm great today, John. How are you?
Good, thanks. I understand you're flying around the United States in this beautiful airplane. Why did you decide to do that?
It's a dream that I've had for many, many years, and since my two kids that I have at home have been little. And I wanted to show them the beauty and diversity of our country from the air. I've crisscrossed the country many times, but never done anything like this, which is to circumnavigate the U.S. and go from small airport to small airport and experience America in a whole different way than most people are fortunate or lucky to be able to do.
Could you explain with a little detail the route you'll actually be taking?
Sure, John. We're going to be leaving from Norwood Airport on this coming Monday, flying to Niagara Falls, New York. All of this is contingent upon weather because the whole point of this trip is to see America. So we want to fly VFR as much as possible, although we'll file if we have to. But after we go to Niagara Falls, we're going to Houghton, Michigan, which is on the tip of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, down to South Dakota, over to Yellowstone National Park, up to Glacier, across Washington State, down the West Coast, stopping and seeing family and friends along the way, down to Grand Canyon, Big Bend National Park, across the Gulf Coast, down as far as Key West, and then back all the way to Norwood.
Will you be using flight following?
Oh yeah, as much as possible, particularly in the less populated parts of the country, because you always want to know, you always want somebody to know where you are, so we'll be filing flight plans and using flight following.
Okay. And is there a way that we can track your progress?
Sure. We've set up a blog, and my daughter's going to be the chief blogger. She's 13, so she's really into this. It's wildblueusa.tumblr.com.
And will you be at altitudes where you'll be using supplemental oxygen, like crossing the mountains?
There may be a time or two when we use the supplemental oxygen that we have in the Cirrus. I want to minimize those times because, again, we'd like to fly as low as practical in order to see the country.
Okay.
But we do have the capability if we need it.
Steve, will you be using the high end of the cruising RPMs in your plane, or the lower end, or is there a ground speed you'd like to maintain?
We'll be generally using economy cruise, John. Again, the objective is to see America, so I'm not trying to get from point A to point B as fast as I can. And we're going to be gone for 3.5 weeks, so economy will be a good friend of ours.
Yeah, okay. If you do run into weather, will you file, or will you maybe go around, or might you delay,
It could be any of those, John. It sort of depends on where the weather is, how severe it is. Being instrument rated gives me the ability to file if I need to, but the objective is to see as much of America as possible from lower altitudes. So if we need to go around something or delay a little bit, we'll do that. It'll be a completely a decision that we make as circumstances dictate.
I see. And what would be an ideal cruising altitude, do you think, for the view that you would like? What's a good altitude?
We're planning to do 3,500 AGL as much as possible. I mean, really see the country.
Yeah.
And when you think about the majesty of this country, from the shores of the Great Lakes to the cornfields and wheat fields of the Midwest to the Rocky Mountains and the drama of the West Coast, the lower altitudes are better. So wherever we can, we're going to be low and we'll be spectating.
Yeah. That's about it.